King Kemp Gillette was born on January the 5th, 1855 in Wisconsin, and was raised in Ohio. And arguably no one in history has been a greater influence on shaving than Gillette. Prior to the mid-19th century, men shaved with a traditional straight razor, which had an exposed blade. But by the late 1800s, the safety razor was in common use. Gillette's innovation to shaving was to manufacture a thin, inexpensive, double-edged, disposable razor blade made of stamped carbon steel, as opposed to the forged steel blades in use at the time. And it was problematic to develop the technology for this innovation due to the precision required. Gillette began selling his safety razor with these disposable blades in 1903, when he sold 51 razors. But the next year, he sold over 90,000 razors, and in 1903, he sold 168 razor blades. But by the following year, he sold over 123,000 razor blades. His company, Gillette Safety Razor Company, was phenomenally successful. Today, Gillette commands 70% of the U.S. razor and blade market versus Schick's 25%. And Schick is also second in sales to Gillette globally. In 1926, Gillette purchased about 300 acres of land right outside present-day Calabasas and hired the architect Wallace Neff to design a Spanish colonial revival-style mansion. The property is located at the intersection of Mulholland Highway and Las Virgenes Road. King Gillette passed away in 1932, and upon his passing, his widow sold the ranch to MGM film director Clarence Brown. In the early 1950s, the property was acquired by a Catholic religious order who operated a seminary at the location. The seminary wanted to sell off a lot of the acreage for a housing development, but ran into local opposition, which thwarted these plans. Then, in 1986, Japanese-based Soka University acquired the property. The university had plans for an expansion which also was thwarted by local opposition. Mountains Recreation Conservation Authority bought the property in 2005 for $35 million. Today, the property is located on about 600 acres of protected, unspoiled public land that is available for hiking, picnicking, bird watching, public events, and weddings. Admission is free. Here we are at the King Gillette Ranch. And it says the park hours up here are from 7 a.m. to sunset. This looks like some of the buildings off to the right here. That may be the main residence, I'm not sure. And it looks like there's a limit on parking here for 2 hours, but I wouldn't think that would be heavily enforced. There's some brochures here too. And this is the visitor center. There's a lot of exhibits here to see. Here is a Gillette razor and blades from 1905. And here is a high-end razor set from 1908. Hello everybody. It's June the 30th, 2024. And I'm out here at the King Gillette Ranch. I just went into the visitor center, which is one of the original buildings that was built in 1926. And the main house is about a 5-minute walk from here. You can drive there, but you have to pay for parking in that location. And I don't mind hiking or walking. And the visitor center is really very nice. They've got a lot of great exhibits in there. I think I'm going to go this way. So this road behind me is the road that I came in on. And it's very nice and peaceful out here. I was able to get some good video shots of the visitor center. Beautiful day. It's about 82 degrees out. I just came up this road about 100 feet and I came to this footbridge. You can drive over it too, but this is very interesting. There's a pond here and it's got some kind of a green algae completely covering the surface. And there's some ducks out here in the distance in the shade. And there are some ducks on the water. But this is so interesting because this is looks like it's covered in some kind of algae or something. It looks like a solid surface, almost like a putting green. But look up here. There's the mansion right there. The interior is only open for corporate functions or weddings. You can rent it out, but it's not open to just visitors who come to the park. But what a beautiful location this is. And we're coming up here to one of the main roads here. So let's talk about shaving. If you want a professional shave, you'll need to visit a barber. California law allows licensed barbers to use straight razors for shaving services, but they must adhere to strict safety and sanitation guidelines. Barbers are required to use a new blade for each client and properly clean and disinfect the razor after each use. The traditional straight razor cannot be used by barbers for hire. at least not in California. Instead, a newer style safety straight razor uses a smaller disposable blade which has a cutting surface that is about 1.5 inches long. These mini blades cost about 6 cents each. I'm here at 4880 Topanga Canyon Boulevard in Woodland Hills. And this is a barber shop right here called the Magic Razor. And you can see above the store, they have a barber pole. My thanks go out to Miguel at the Magic Razor for providing the straight razor that appears in this video. Here I am at 5366 Topanga Canyon Boulevard, the location of Floyd's Barbershop, just south of the intersection of Ventura Boulevard at Topanga Canyon. And it's nice to see that they have a traditional barber pole. And right here on the side of their barber shop, they have a likeness of Tom Petty with the lyrics to his famous song, Free Fallin'. The barber's pole is a trade sign that dates back to the Middle Ages. Back then, barbers performed surgeries, amputations, tooth extractions, and bloodletting. A barber's pole has a multicolored helix painted on a cylindrical drum. Red and white in many countries, but usually red, white, and blue in the United States and Japan. The William Marvey Company is now the only manufacturer of non-LED display barber poles in North America. In the 1960s, they were selling about 5,000 barber poles a year, and now they sell only about 500 a year. So the barber pole tradition is fading. A spinning barber pole creates an optical illusion in which the stripes appear to be traveling up or down the length of the pole when the cylinder is rotated on its vertical axis. My neighbor, Sean, has a mobile barber shop called Finesse and Fades. My thanks go to Sean for providing the safety straight razor for this video. And if you're near Woodland Hills and you need his services, give Sean a call. The Gillette Mach 3 razor and cartridges shown in this video are mine. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.